Be ready. 5 seconds.
The new criminal code makes some changes. The bills for the first time bring terrorism, corruption, and organized crime under the ambit of ordinary criminal law. There were special laws earlier, but now it has come into the ordinary criminal law. These aspects were reserved for special legislation since they append the general protection by reversing the burden of proof on the accused to restrict bail. At the time of introduction, the government had told us that three provisions of IPC, that is, sedition, criminalization of homosexuality, and adultery, had been repealed. Fine print shows Rajdroh has been changed to Deshdroh. The narrative has been doing the rounds for quite some time that the Indian criminal justice system is not delivering. Victims of crime are often helpless. The cases are dragging endlessly and courts are getting choked. These are the four major issues which actually were perturbing us for quite some time. All this is being caused, it is said, because of colonial laws that somehow do not fit with Indian traditions, Indian customs. The edifice of the democratic structure today in India rests on the rule of law. As it is always said, as the civilization progressed, the society formed a ruler or created a Raja, but the Raja has to perform his duty through law. It is not actually the Raja who protects the subjects. It is the law which protects the subjects. That is the reason why we look up to our constitution with great hope and admiration, because it is not the prime ministers or the chief justices who give justice. It is the law which protects every citizen of this country. It may be said the state does not protect the citizens. It is the law that protects the citizens. The law is supreme. The three bills that are before us today are replacing laws of 19th and 20th century. The question is whether they reflect current norms of criminal jurisprudence. BNS is primarily going to be a primary legislation governing criminal offences. This bill preserves several sections of IPC. Additional changes include new laws targeting organized crime and terrorism, strengthening of punishment for certain existing offences is made, and it introduces community service as a form of punishment for some minor offences. Importantly, excluded are specific violations under IPC that have been invalidated or modified by judicial rulings. Now, I would come to 3 or 4 specific sections of Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita. IPC section 124A, that is sedition, says words either spoken or written or by signs, attempts to bring into hatred or contempt, or excites or attempts to excite disaffection towards the government established by law be punished. This is the sum total as sedition has been described, and a large number of freedom fighters, including my parents, were all imprisoned because of this section and went behind bars for months and years together. But section 150 of the BNS and I quote, by electronic communication or by use of financial means, excites or attempts to excite secession or armed rebellion or subversive activities or encourages feelings of separatist activities or endangers sovereignty or unity and integrity of India be punished. Where women are respected, there reside goddesses and the society progresses. Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar also said that if you want to know whether a society or country has progressed, you should see the status of women, rights of women. Only when we know the conditions in which women are living, we would understand the development of a country. We heartily thank our Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi for bringing this bill for discussion and passing. This bill will be passed with the cooperation of all the members. Many members have spoken now. For 27 years, this bill could not be passed due to various factors and pressures. To make India Vikasit Bharat, Prime Minister felt that women need to have a decisive role in policy making. To provide support for women, so many leaders have made efforts. They have made so many efforts for the empowerment of women, to promote education amongst women, and to eradicate superstitions in the society. They also promoted widow marriages. Though women are getting more opportunities, they are not getting opportunities in decision making. This is a matter of concern to all of us, and Mother India will not be happy in such a situation. By ensuring women's participation in all processes, we can address many difficulties that are being faced by the women in our country. We need to provide enough opportunities for the women in the country. Only then we can ensure that whatever is required for the upliftment of women and girls can be done. Women constitute 50% of our population. The sex ratio of our country is a matter of grave concern. This shows that people are not interested in giving birth to a daughter. This is due to lack of understanding, superstitions, and other financial considerations. Our society is dominated by patriarchal system. To address all these concerns, we will have to ensure equitable participation of women in policy making. This demand is there for long time. After marriage, a woman is called a housewife. Though they are housewives, either they live in the homes of their parents or in the homes of their in-laws, but they do not have their own house. Our leader distributed 30 lakh pattas for women, which provided own houses for these women. This step has justified their housewife status. Though women have the right to property, they do not have properties. There are lakhs of poor women who belong to most backward classes. They do not have right to property. By providing pattas to these women, they now own properties worth few lakhs. With these steps, women got confidence and financial freedom. Therefore, we wholeheartedly support Women's Reservation Bill. The way we have reservations for SCs and STs, we need to provide reservation for women and OBCs. There is a need to conduct census and the delimitation process to implement this bill at the earliest. Though the women are in a position to claim 50% reservation, we are happy that they are going to get 33% reservation.